Like you made this show?
Hey, so that's sweet.
What's good, SOTG gang? If y'all don't know me already, my name Monet, and I'm coming with our first ever series, y'all. So I hope y'all can support me, man, and just like, comment, subscribe on this video because I'm just coming on here with my first ever series. I never done this before, so all I really ask for is y'all support and just helping me build this platform up, man, because we're going to be talking about some real stuff, man. And hey, this series gonna be epic. But first and foremost, I want to thank the Lord for giving me the opportunity to come on this platform and just talk about certain things that need to be talked about, and hopefully this can become a safe space for others to come and just tell their problems, and I can speak on it if they don't feel comfortable speaking out on their own terms. And you know what I'm saying, just really just have this become a safe space for others. Like, that's my whole point of doing this series, y'all, because it's a lot of stuff that people don't really talk about, or it's a lot of unsaid stuff that people want to talk about, but they don't know how certain people gonna react to it. But me, I'm all ears, and I'm gonna be the one to speak on like most of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into the topic name in a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Hold on. Before I even get up on here and just act like I'm all perfect and I got it all together, I don't, man. I'm just grinding for real. Like, I made my mistakes in the past. I did my dirt and all that shit, but I'm really trying to change. Like, seriously, I'm really trying to change like certain things I do. Like, you couldn't tell me shit a few years ago. Like, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all. Like, you couldn't tell me shit a few years ago on how I was acting or what I was doing. But now it's like most of the stuff that I was doing in the past, I would not do that now. Like, just me trying to mature and really just sit down and know myself for who I really am and not who I was trying to pretend to be. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody kind of go through that phase in life where they just living wild and on the edge. And sometimes they just need a reminder, like, to be humble, really, and just to sit themselves down and really understand who they are as a person. But I'm not coming on this channel to try to bash anyone, judge anyone, or tear anyone down, man. I'm only speaking from my own knowledge and really just how I feel about these certain topics, because most of these I got off TikTok, and the rest of them I wrote them down myself. So, you know, all I really ask for y'all is y'all time, a few minutes of y'all time. That's all. A few minutes of y'all time to go over these little topic questions and really just hopefully y'all can relate. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a deep talk, really. If I'm being honest, this is a deep talk, and I just ask for y'all time and support. So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this video. Alright, y'all, like I said though, I'm not here to bash no one. I ain't here to talk down on no one or nothing like that, man. I'm just only speaking, from these questions that I wrote down and questions that I found on TikTok, or, problems that other people have that aren't being really talked about for real. Sorry, y'all, let me fix this mic. Or topics that really ain't being talked about for real. So if y'all see me looking down, I'm just looking on this tablet, and I'm just reading the questions off. So again, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on this video, man. All I ask is your support and your time, and just to like, comment, subscribe for. I'm not asking for no money. I'm not selling no course. None of that, man. I'm just trying to, do this series, start this series. Hopefully this series can go bigger, and yeah. So this topic for this series is, like, I'm calling it series, y'all, okay? So I'm going to just do series 1, series 2, series 3. I ain't doing the episode thing. I ain't doing all that. I'm just doing series 1. So this first series that I'm doing, y'all, is called Family Struggles. So basically, I'm going to be talking about some problems that people have with their parents, basically, and have inside their home that I see a lot of people coming on here and talking about, but I feel like they really not being heard by their parents. Like, they really not being heard. Like, it almost feels like their parents, like, just looking past them or something like that. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into this first question. Alright, y'all, sorry I had to take the damn jacket off, dog. I was getting hot as fuck just even looking at these questions, y'all. Now, let me quit. But this first question is parents not taking accountability for their wrongdoing. So, really, parents will manipulate their kids, gaslight their kids, treat their kids any type of way, talk to them any type of way, and just expect them to be okay with it. And then, they never take accountability. When you speak on it to them about it, they ignore it, or they try to bring up something else to why, or they try to bring up something else that don't even got shit to do with it. You feel me? And I feel like that's wrong. Like, y'all parents need to start taking accountability for the shit that y'all be doing, because it's a lot of people who get on the internet every single day. A lot of people, kids in the black community, who get on the internet every single day talking about this shit, or talking out of hurt because they parents and the stuff that they do. But y'all, tell me how y'all feel in the comments, man. And we finna move on to this next one. I'm trying not to spend too much time on here because I got a few questions to go over. Okay, so this next one is parents always crippling their kids and always exposing their private business to others. Okay, so let me talk about this first one. When I say parents crippling their kids, I don't mean it as like how some other parent might think. What I mean by crippling that kid is that, they treating them like a baby. Like, they not letting them grow up and go out into the real world and experience things. And I get it. You want to protect your kid. You want to, make sure your kid's safe and get home at night every single day. But you got to let them grow up. You got to let them be an adult. And, bump their head on their own. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like, kids ask for guidance and stuff, but they still want to go out there and do it by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Not just hear it from you and only, like, do it because you said it was wrong, or not do it because you said it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or do it because you probably said it was right. Because what may work for you may not work for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really mean by crippling their kids. Just not letting them grow up and, date or just go out late night and stuff like that. They always trying to treat their kid like a little baby, like they still like underage or something like that, and they may be 18, 16, and they just trying to go out and enjoy a life. And you know what I'm saying, some parents just be crippling their kid. Or this is another real big example of crippling their kid. Okay, so I get it. A kid's thing is not to work when they 16. That's their parent job, you know what I'm saying? But parents advise their kids to get jobs, you know what I'm saying, at a young age. But this is another thing. Okay, if your kid just started working or something like that, and they need transportation to and from, and you keep on forcing them to get a job and stuff like that, and you not wanting to help them get back and forth to work until they get a little money in their pocket, you crippling them. You crippling your kids by not trying to help them out when they need help, you know what I'm saying, or when they asking for help. So that's how I feel about that. But the next one was exposing their personal business to others. Now y'all gotta stop that, because y'all parents, I'm not gonna say everybody, you know what I'm saying, because I'm just speaking from my own knowledge and how I feel about these certain questions. So I just feel like if a child feel comfortable to come to you and talk to you about something that's bothering them, or something so personal that they wouldn't tell no one else, and you go and you get on the phone and you talk about their business to somebody else, you just making that kid dislike you and like really just hide off in a shell from you and never tell you nothing that they going through again. Because it's like, okay, I trusted you telling you this, and this was so personal to me that I didn't tell nobody else. So now that I told you and you told someone else, that just make me not trust you. And then parents always be like, well, why you don't never tell me how you feel? You don't never come to me and tell me this and that. It's because y'all get on the phone, y'all talk all their business out to everyone else. Y'all always wondering why y'all kids never come to y'all and talk to y'all about certain situations they be going through, because y'all get on there and y'all tell y'all kids business to whoever that's out there that's having an open ear to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's fucked up. Cause for me, I grew up like that. You feel me? I grew up with me trying to tell somebody how I'm feeling and stuff like that, and they just go on and telling my business to whoever that had to open the ear to listen. You know what I'm saying? And then like that's why I'm so closed off, and I don't really try to open up and express myself and express how I feel, or even tell my parents how I feel, because I feel like, okay, I trust you one time, and that's all that I need. You know what I'm saying? I can always forgive you, but it's like now that make me secretive, and that make me not want to tell you anything anymore, because it's like, again, I trusted you and you broke that trust. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments, man. We finna move on. I'm trying not to get too deep and emotional, but this shit is stuff that need to be talked about. All right, y'all. This next question is parents doubting their kids. Like, I get it. They may have big dreams. They may have dreams of playing the NFL, knowing damn well they can't run or catch a ball. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta believe that your kid can do whatever they put their mind to. And that's just that on that. You feel me? Believe in your kid, because that thing that they may be working hard every day towards could be the thing that get them out of poverty. You know what I'm saying? Or just break them out of whatever they going through. Or that may be a big goal or dream that they always wanted to accomplish, and then when they do accomplish it, y'all be like, oh yeah, I knew you can do it. Nah, you didn't know I can do it. You didn't believe I can do that shit. You feel me? Until I did it. But man, y'all comment below how y'all feel. Next one, y'all, is toxic arguments that happen in the household that just get swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? This one, I feel like this one right here is just, it's crazy, y'all. Cause it be arguments. Like, I'm really not trying to bring up my family all the time, but I gotta be truthful on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I can't just come on here and just fake the funk and act like my life all perfect and I ain't never went through this stuff, cause I wouldn't even be talking on it. You know what I'm saying? But like, in my family, we used to argue and shit like that, and then like everything could just get swept under the rug. Like, all the arguments and all the shit that went on all get swept under the rug. Nobody ever talk about it. So it's just like we just building up off of old trauma and shit like that. And when we do finally, and then it's so crazy, y'all, because look, when we used to argue about shit, we used to sweep the shit under the rug, and we wouldn't talk for days. We wouldn't even talk to each other for days, and we living in the same motherfucking house. We wouldn't even talk to each other for days. And then or sometime other during the next week or days later, we just somehow come back together like nothing fucking happened, and we don't even speak on the shit that happened. We just keep on moving on, and then the next argument happened, and that trauma build up, and that trauma build up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a deep one for real, but like, I feel like shit should really be discussed in the household. Like, when y'all go through a problem or something like that, it should be talked about. And I feel like parents should understand where their kid coming from. And even when they argue, whoever was wrong should admit that they was wrong and just move on from that. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no bad, fight so bad that y'all start ignoring each other when y'all live under the same roof. Y'all looking at each other, walking past each other, but not saying nothing to each other. I just feel like that's crazy. All right, but let's move on, y'all. Tell me how y'all feel in the comments. All right, this next one is not being able to speak up for yourself because you're a child and they're the adult. You feel me? Like, what the fuck, y'all? That is crazy as fuck. Like, okay, your parent can disrespect the fuck out of you. They can disrespect the fuck out of you, but you can't even say nothing because you a child and they the adult. You feel me? Or you living in their house to why you can't even speak up for your own self when they in the wrong. That's crazy as fuck. parents, take accountability, because y'all know y'all be doing that shit. Y'all be talking crazy to y'all kids and shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it be some kids out here who be just acting a plumb fool. So I'm not coming on here to degrade nobody or, you know, judge anybody or try to like break anyone down in that. I'm just speaking from my own term and knowledge, you know what I'm saying, of how like my own experiences, or just speaking on how I feel, you know what I'm saying. So I ain't coming out here trying to bash no parents or nothing, but this is mostly got to do with parents, because like when I'm looking at these questions on TikTok, most of them shit had to do with the parents. Like if y'all want me to do a kid side, I'll do that, but most of this stuff been talking about what the parents been doing, you know what I'm saying. So y'all tell me how y'all feel about that one. But let's move on to the next one. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm checking these off so I don't reread over the same one. Alright, this next one is parents not helping their kid because they didn't get no help growing up. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Let me know how y'all feel first before I talk. Cause what? That shit is crazy. I feel like as a parent, if you didn't get help growing up, you should want to help your kid, like, no matter what. Because, like, you shouldn't make your kid struggle because your parents made you struggle. You should want to be different from your parents. You shouldn't say, oh, well, my parent didn't help me, so I ain't got to help my kid. That's fucked up. And I feel like whoever parents be doing that shit is fucked up for that. You feel me? Alright, so y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. I told y'all I'm not trying to speak too much on this, but I'm trying to speak enough to where some people may understand me and feel how I feel, you know what I'm saying, or can relate, you know what I'm saying. So this next one is parents always shitting on their kids if they make a mistake. So it's a two-way streak on this one, you feel me. I ain't gonna cap. You know, some kids don't listen to their parents, and then when they make a mistake, then they parent kind of shit on them. And then it's the other side when the kid go out when the kid go out there and make a mistake on their own, and they parent didn't say nothing to them about it, but they still shit on them. And I feel like either way, you shouldn't shit on them. You feel me? You should be encouraging them to get back up and try again. You know what I'm saying? Just like another situation, I must speak on this, y'all, because why not? You know what I'm saying? I'm here to speak on certain topics, man. I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing. But yeah, this is kind of experience that I went through, man. When I bought my first ever car, y'all, I'm gonna speak on this because why not? You feel me? When I bought my first ever car, man, my dad, he used to always be like, he would take me to the car lot and get a car. You feel me? And I don't care if he see this, man, because I talk to him about this shit every single day. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I'm just bringing up new shit. No, I'm telling y'all exactly what I be talking about with my dad, y'all. So I used to ask him, can he take me to the car lot to get a car and shit like that. And, you know, he used to get off work at 3 and stuff like that. But, you know, he didn't work on the weekend. So that was plenty of time to go and look for cars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying that he never took me to no car lot, y'all. But, like, it was always times when I didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? But when I did have the money and I was asking him, it was always, we'll go this day, and then that day come, and then we'll go this day, and that day never came. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I was waiting and waiting and waiting on his own time. And I was ready. You know what I'm saying? I was ready. And at that time, I was working. I was working my ass off. I had 2 jobs, y'all, so I was bringing in that bag. You feel me? I was bringing in that motherfucking bag. And I had enough to go out there and get my own car because my peoples don't have good credit. You know what I'm saying? My peoples don't got good credit to where they can just put 0 down on a car and shit like that. Or, you feel me? My peoples really ain't got it like that. You feel me? And I ain't sugarcoating shit. You feel me? I'm from the trenches. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I was waiting and waiting on him to come and take me to the car lot, and he just never did. So one day, I just got up and went and got a car. You feel me? It may have not been the best car, y'all, but I felt good purchasing that car because I know that I wasn't waiting on somebody else's turn, and I know that if that car did fuck up, it was cause I went and bought the car. You know what I'm saying? And the car was working good for a few weeks and stuff like that, and then as most janky car lots in Nashville, that car gonna break down in about a month of using it. You know what I'm saying? If you get a good car, you feel me? So boom, that car broke down on me and stuff like that. And I got other loaner cars. I got 2 other loaner cars after that, y'all. And them things broke down on me too. Like what type of luck am I having? You feel me? So when my cars did broke down, man, that nigga shitting on me so bad. He was like, man, I told you not to go get no car and shit like that. You should have listened to me. You should have listened to me. And I was like, yeah, I may have should have listened to you, but if I would have kept listening to you, I would have been grown as hell, still without a car, waiting on you to finally come and take me to a car lot. You know what I'm saying? And then his excuse was always that he didn't have good credit and this, that, and the third. And I was like, you didn't need no good credit. You know what I'm saying? I had the bread to put down on a down payment on the car, regardless of if you had the money or not, or if you had the credit or not. You know what I'm saying? All I needed you to do was take me there so I can look at cars that I may like, so I can put the down payment on it. But that nigga shit on me so bad. Like, he was like, I told you should never did that. You should have just listened to me and this, that, and the third. And I was like, man, you got to understand that I can't keep waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? I can't keep waiting and begging you to take me when every week is not a good week to go. Every week is never a good week to go. It wasn't even in tax season I was asking that nigga, can you take me to the car lot? He still wouldn't take me. Like, and that's just my experience, man, of, parents shitting on you when you make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? Or when you just go out there on your own and bump your head, you feel me? That's just my own experience. I'm sharing a little something about me, y'all. But y'all comment how y'all feel. Let's move on, y'all. Alright, so this next one is parents that make their kids pay rent. Alright, I feel like this is not right at all. In no term, no state, I don't care how good you try to make it sound. The only way I would say that parents should be making their kids pay rent is probably if they overage. Or at least if they ain't paying rent, at least helping around the house. You feel me? If they overage, at least helping buying groceries and stuff like that. Or buying their own sanitary items and food and stuff like that. That's the only thing I would say. You feel me? But these parents be making their kids pay rent at 16, probably 18. You feel me? And it's crazy because that kid probably saving up to get their own crib or their own car, but you taking money out just because you can't even pay your own bills. But it's not your kid's fault that you can't pay the rent. So you making them pay rent. You making them take $300-$400 that they check just to go towards your rent that you can't even pay. You feel me? Your kids didn't ask to be here. Y'all gotta remember that. And they just trying to survive just like you is. You know what I'm saying? But if they giving all their money to you, then they down in they stuff every single time. You feel me? That's how I feel personally. I mean, other people can think differently, but that's how I feel. Or what I say about them paying rent is just like if you feel like they need to pay rent, I feel like at least you shouldn't be using that money for your rent. You shouldn't be taking from your kids just so they can help you pay your rent. You feel me? Like, that's your responsibility. That's not your kid's responsibility to be paying rent at a young age. You know what I'm saying? And then I was looking at this girl video on TikTok, man. She was saying some real ass shit, dog. She said, man, parents be making their kids pay rent, but they can't bring no company over. They can't stay out late. They can't do none of this stuff. And they still ain't got no say-so in the house, but they paying half the damn bills. That shit is crazy as fuck. Like, I'm just, you feel me? I'm just speaking on, how I feel about this. But y'all comment below, man. So this next one is not helping their kids grow and like kind of get ready for the real world, but being so fast to kick them out when they turn 18 or even 16. I know some parents that kick that kid out when they 16 years old. Yes. And I don't know. I can't speak on their situation. Maybe the kid was acting crazy to where they had to be kicked out, or maybe just the parent just putting their relationship over their kids. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different situations that can be to why that may be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's good to get your kids out there. But if you ain't even teach them how to get their own crib, or save for getting the crib and stuff like that, like you ain't teaching them shit. You just kicking them out and letting them do it on their own. That's exactly why I was telling y'all about that other question up there that I was talking about. Not helping them, parents not helping their kids because they didn't get help growing up. They feel like, well, you old enough, you know what I'm saying? You out here going to parties and shit, so you old enough to go out there on your own. No, that's wrong as fuck. You feel me? And people who got kids out here that's 16 years old, that's sleeping on their friends' couch and shit like that, or even older, that's need help out here that ain't getting help, bruh. Y'all parents is fucked up. I don't care what you say. Now, the only way I say y'all ain't fucked up is if the kid did something bad to where you had to throw their ass out. You feel me? That's the only way I vouch for y'all. But if y'all just kicking them out and y'all not teaching them nothing or try to prepare them, you know what I'm saying? Because look, you can always tell your kids to save their money, but if you a 16-year-old and your mama telling you save money, but the newest Jordans probably came out, you gonna want to go buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because your parents not buying you clothes and shoes. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, some parents stop buying stuff for their kids when they turn a certain age. That's why I said that. So when they kids get a job, they automatically stop doing for their kid. And that's another question, but man, since we talking about it, man, we might as well go ahead and speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit really be crazy how parents stop doing for their kids. You know what I'm saying? When they turn a certain age, they feel like, okay, or when they get a job, they just say, oh well, you getting paid, you can do this or you can do that. That's fucked up. You feel me? That's really fucked up. Like, and then it's crazy because when you talk to other people who is close with their parents and shit like that, they'd be like, yeah, they probably be 25 years old or 21 years old, and they parents buy them shit for Christmas. And I ain't even saying like just that. I'm just giving an example. Like, they just buy them stuff just because, you know what I'm saying? Or they still pay for certain little small shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get a certain age in black households, it's most people go through this where they have to use the money that they're getting when they working to pay for their own shit. You know what I'm saying? And parents just automatically think because you working, they don't have to do shit else for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you grown, you working a job. Like, I never understood that shit, y'all. But y'all tell me how y'all feel. That was two questions in one, y'all. But it just happened to get that deep. You feel me? It just happened to get that deep. All right. Yeah, that really was the next question, y'all. That was the next question. So, yeah, they stop doing for their kids when they turn. I'm gonna read it anyways. Parents who stop doing for their kids or stop being a parent to their kid just because they turn 16 or 18. And I know it's some people out here who's living like that. That's why I say 16 every time, because there's people out here that's 16 years old and they parents just not giving a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if y'all got to go through that shit, but I'm here to speak on it, man, because that's what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on to the next question. All right, this next one is really deep. So this next one is parents not showing attention to their kids or not showing them any attention. That's what the question say. But I feel like sometimes parents don't always want to be bothered with their kids, but I feel like when they can give attention and they don't, then that's where the problem comes in. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, say parent get off work, you know what I'm saying, at 3:00. Let's just say it. They want to come in and take a nap or something like that. They kids just got out of school, so they kids, on the game playing and shit. And then they wake up later on and they just want to be around their parent and stuff. They just want to be under their mom or they dad, and they parent just act like they don't mean shit to them, or like they never want to be bothered with their kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because y'all have kids, but y'all don't want to be bothered with them. That's fucked up. You feel me? Any parents out there who don't even be showing their kids attention, who act just like the example I just said, when they get off work, they may nap. You know what I'm saying? That's cool because their kids just got out of school as well, so they probably hop on the game and stuff. But later on in the night, if they just want to be on their parents and their parents say, "Oh, not right now. I don't feel like being bothered," or this, that, and the third every single time, then that's when it comes a problem. But I get it. Some parents can't always show their kid attention, but when they are able to and they don't, that's when the problem come in. You feel me? But y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Okay, so this next one is sweeping things under the rug, because, well, parents wanting you to sweep things under the rug just so they don't look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, parents don't want their kids to speak out on certain situations because they afraid that it may make them look bad. But if you could take accountability and sit down and talk to your kids, maybe they wouldn't get on social media and talk about shit like that. Or maybe they wouldn't feel like they need to bring it to the internet. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the internet is really the point where the real breaking point. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for a kid or an adult to go to the social media or any type of platform and talk about their parents and how they treating them, I feel like that's the real breaking point. Like, they tried to get through to them talking. They tried to get through to them calling them, texting them, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever type of way they try to get in contact with them, and they just block them out. I feel like them exposing them on social media is what try to make them want them to delete it or sweep it under the rug so they don't look bad. You know what I'm saying? So they just look like this good person. You know what I'm saying? And them is hypocrites. And before y'all say, what? Y'all, I'm finna tell y'all the definition. So, sorry y'all. The definition of being a parent being a hypocrite is a person with wrong motives who pretend to be good. Exactly how I just explained. You feel me? But y'all, let's move on to the next one. All right, because we deep in. I hope y'all still hanging on with me. Man, because, hey, it's been hot. It's been hot, for real. All right, but parents, this next one is parents that judge you for the things you do or how you act when they are the cause. They're the cause. You feel me? Parents will disrespect you, and then when you retaliate, they think you the wrong one. No, you're the wrong one. Or it's crazy because things that parents do can rub off on their kids and they don't even know it. And that's true as fuck. Like, say if you so used to seeing your parents do this and you think it's normal, you know what I'm saying? You think it's so normal to do these things and stuff like that. And then when somebody else come along and they start telling you like, what the fuck? That ain't normal. You shouldn't be doing that. Or they'll tell you about the stuff that you doing that you think is normal because your parents did it, so you think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Some people parents rub off on them to why they act that way. So if a parent, let me just say, if a parent is an asshole, their kid most likely gonna be an asshole. You feel me? Or if if their parent is, one of them bougie ass motherfuckers, they gonna be most likely bougie. You know what I'm saying? Just click if it click. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell me how y'all feel. We ain't gonna discuss too much on that one. So this next one, I'ma just say it the best I know because I don't even know what I was trying to type on this motherfucker. I wrote it down on the paper, but my mind is not clicking with which one it was. Alright, so this next one is parents who limited their kids' mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't believe that they can do it. And I think I was talking about this earlier. Like, parents will really crush their kids' dreams or even something that they come to them about because they just don't think they can do it. You know what I'm saying? And you should always believe in your kid because that one thing that they working so hard to do may be the thing that get them out of poverty. Like I was telling y'all, man, like some people parents don't believe because they don't see the vision that they kids seeing, and they just always want them to do what they want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you done lived your life. If I'm just being honest, you already lived your life. Like, stop trying to live through your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they have different taste in things and they like to do different things than maybe you do. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't think that's right. Like, quit limiting y'all kid mindsets, and then you make them doubt they self when you limited they mindset. Like, say if I come to my parent about like wholesaling real estate or something like that, and they be like, "Oh, I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's a good idea. I feel like you have to do this and you have to do that," and I'm like, damn, you can't even believe that I can even do something like that, all because you don't see it. You don't see that. I feel like it's just because they never tried to do it is why they limit their kids' mindset. Like, for real, if they have big dreams or big goals of doing something way different that they parents never even tried, that some people parents never even tried, they'll try to limit your mindset so small. But for y'all out there, don't give up. Don't give up on y'all dreams, man. Keep going after whatever it is that y'all want to do, because one day, I promise y'all, man, one day it's gonna work out. Everything you pray for, you work hard for, you grinded for, got that shit out the mud for, that shit gonna pay off, man. Long as you put your mind to it and you think you can do it. Fuck what your parents say, man. Fuck what your parents say. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm just being honest. Fuck what your parents say. If they don't believe you, who gives a fuck, man? If you believe in yourself, man, you gonna do it. Hey, you gonna do that shit for real. So y'all, let's move on to the next one, man, because we got a few more left. And then, yeah, we gonna wrap this video up. All right, this next one is why parents think you owe them something, but you ain't even asked to be here. Like, parents think you owe them so much, and they feel entitled to what you want to do. And y'all, this is some shit that I found on TikTok, man. The rest of these questions I'm talking over was questions that I found on TikTok that people feel that they parents is doing. You feel me? They feel like they feel like parents be feeling like they kids owe them or something like that. You feel me? Like, they'll be like, say it was like, I don't really know how to really explain this shit though, but it's like different ways you can really explain how parents think their kids owe them. Like, say if a parent, say if a kid get rich, you know what I'm saying? Just not mistakenly, so happily to get rich, you know what I'm saying? And parents would be like, "Oh, well, I raised you and this, that, and the third, and I birthed you, so I feel like you should give your mama," or your dad probably be like, "I feel like you should give your dad just a little money and shit like that." That's what I was trying to say, man. That's really what I was trying to say. And it's like, you don't owe your parents shit, dog. Your parents, the only thing you really owe your parents for real is just making a good, like, career out of your life, you know what I'm saying? Or doing something to make them proud, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. And, most parents only want their kids to graduate school, you feel me? Or to get into a good career field. I feel like that's the only thing that you should owe to them. But you should owe it to yourself as well, that you should do all these things too, not just your parents. You shouldn't only just be doing it because your parents say you should. You should be doing it because you feel that you want to do it. And if it ain't something you want to do, don't do it. Just simple as that. All right. This next one is, why do parents brush off their kids' feelings like it don't matter? So that was another thing I was talking about. Say if you come to your parent and you be like, "I feel like myself," you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna say it because I don't want them to take me off, you know what I'm saying? I did the little motion, you feel me? So y'all should click on what I'm talking about, you feel me? But they may come to their parent and say that, and then their parent be like, "You just tripping, you just going through something, you going through a phase, you don't stop talking like that, this, that, and third." And that may be their breaking point for real. And then when they do that, they parent be crying and stuff like that at the funeral, like they were so sad, and they didn't even listen to their kid when they came and told them. You know what I'm saying? They ignored their kid when they came to them with something so personal like that. You feel me? And I feel like y'all should always take everything serious when your kid come to you with something so little, because it can be something so little that just be the breaking point for them. You know what I'm saying? And they just coming to you trying to tell you how they feel, but you just brushing them off like, yeah, you just talking this, that, and the third. I feel like that's wrong, bro. Y'all should always take consideration of every little thing that your kid tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be their breaking point, and you never know because you just brushed them off like it was nothing. But y'all, let's move on to this next one, man. All right, this next one is parents who break their child down mentally or try to bribe them with things when they in the wrong to make them forget what they did. So let's start with the first part of it. So this one is parents who break their kids down mentally. So that's either physical abuse, mental abuse. That's any type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I gotta speak on it because it's shit going on out here that most people don't speak on, but that's a real one that's happening in these households. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like parents break their child down so much, and they become this evil person. Sometimes parents break their kids down so much that they become a bad person to other people because they was treated like shit growing up. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna treat other people like shit growing up. Or they so hurt that they can't even express how they feel or love anyone else because of the trauma that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that first part. But the next part is parents trying to bribe their kids by buying them stuff when they was in the wrong for doing whatever the fuck they did. Like, they'll try to bribe you and be like, this is funny as fuck. Because they'll be like, they'll whip the fuck at you. And then they'll be like, oh, dinner's here. Or they'd be like, you want to go out to the store? Just like, you ain't just beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? Or it's different things. Like, okay, let me just say this other one, how I feel. Okay, so it's kind of like the same thing. A parent will talk so shitty to you and then know that they talk shitty to you, so they only way to kind of win back you or feel like they can, bribe you is just by buying you something to make you feel better at the moment, but you never forgot. You know what I'm saying? You may forgive, but you never forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? And I always think everybody should forgive everyone, no matter what they did. You know what I'm saying? You may not still have got over something that your parents may have did or anyone may have did, but you gotta forgive them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta forgive them because I feel like that's the first step to healing. That's the first step to the healing, is just like accepting it and forgiving them. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, this next one is parents who jump down their kids' back about them not working, but they're out here searching for a job, y'all. But they don't understand that hard times can fall on anyone. And what I mean by this is like, okay, parents will jump down their kids' back about them not having a job and stuff when they been looking for jobs, but they just not accepting them. And they feel like they should just go so hard getting a job. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, okay, when the parent lose their job, they got time. They got time to spend not getting a job or not looking for a job. Or they might not even look as hard for a job as they trying to encourage their kids. And they may just be trying to get their kids to, make some type of income and this, that, and the third, because they never know what happened. But bad times can fall on anyone. You feel me? It don't matter if you had $1 million today and you lost it all the next day. You feel me? Like, bad times can fall on anyone, and you can't just be you can't just be always willing to jump down your kids' back and, just tell them, okay, you need to work, and then say if they lose their job, the parent lose their job, they may be looking for a job as well, and they getting denied from every place. You feel me? But I feel like you shouldn't jump down your kids' back about and be so hard on them, but I feel like you should be more encouraging them. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I get it's hard out here to get a job, but keep on filling that application. It's not just being so hard, like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass out if you don't find work. That's what the fuck I'm talking about when I mean that. You know what I'm saying? Before parents try to jump on my ass about what I'm saying, I'm just speaking from what I know or how I understand the question. You know what I'm saying? All right. This next one is parents who be hating on their kids' hustle. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. Y'all gotta let y'all kids eat. You feel me? Because if you want them making money, you want them to get the fuck up out your house when they turn a certain age. Let them grind. Let them do what they need to do. You feel me? To get that bag. Like, say if you doing somebody, you do hair at your crib and shit like that. I'm just making an example, y'all. You feel me? This can relate to anyone. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But say you doing hair at the crib and shit, or you do somebody nails or lashes at your parents' crib and shit like that. And then your parents just be like, oh, say if you setting up, say if you having a good day, you setting up because you got like 2-3 clients, and you probably do it in your room, or you probably do it in the living room, kitchen, whatever you do. You probably getting ready to have the clients come and, do whatever service you give. You feel me? And your parents be like, oh, they can't come here. And then you ain't got no whip. You ain't got no bread like that to get to and from. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of be, I feel like when parents do that, they kind of be hating. Because it's like, damn, you don't want to see your kid doing good. Or even if they, say if a kid starting a business, you feel me? And a parent got so much negative shit to say about their kid starting this business, I feel like they're hating. You feel me? Because if anything, bro, you should be encouraging to your kids. You should be proud. You should be rooting them on every step of the way, even if they fall. You should be rooting them on, not hating and not saying negative comments or trying to doubt them and make them not go towards whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But y'all tell me how y'all feel. And y'all, we made it to the last question. So if y'all still hanging on, man, I appreciate y'all for real, because, man, I just been rambling, but I hope some people can relate to what I'm saying out there. So this next one is, this next one was kind of what we already been talking about for real. So it was parents who crush their kids' dream because they don't see the vision, or force them into a career path that they don't even like just because they make a lot of money. So y'all, we already talked about that first one when it was parents that crush their kids' dreams, which really just filling their mind with negativity or doubting them, basically. So the next one is, y'all shouldn't be forcing y'all kids to join a career path that they don't even like. You may tell your kid, okay, I feel like you should be a nurse because they make good money. Okay, well, I seen this dude talking about this, y'all. He said, what's being a nurse and getting up being a nurse every single day if you really don't love your job? You feel me? So I feel like you should really do something that you love rather than to do it for the money. Just like a motherfucker that work at McDonald's, y'all. If you hate working at McDonald's, stop working at McDonald's, because every time you may pull up late night or something like that trying to get some food from McDonald's, and a person got a bad attitude and shit like that, I mean, who knows? They may be having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? But if it's all the time the same person got the same nasty ass attitude at McDonald's drive-thru, you gonna be like, damn, quit your motherfucking job at this point, because you obviously don't love showing up. You know what I'm saying? And you just doing it for the money. Why would you do something for the money when you really don't love what you do? You feel me? So I feel like when y'all forcing y'all kids into a certain career path just because they'll make a lot of money, you got to ask yourself and then ask your kid, like, is this really what, I want them to do, or is this really what they want to do? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, stop trying to force your kid to do certain things that they don't want to do. That's just like a kid signing that's just like a parent signing their kid up for baseball when they really wanted to play football. You feel me? Or that's basically just like a parent forcing their kid to be a lawyer when they really wanted to be a doctor, or they forcing their kid to play baseball when they really wanted to play football. So I feel like, man, you shouldn't really force your kid to do anything they don't want to do. If they don't love doing it, then they shouldn't be doing it. That's not what they should be doing. You should let them live their own life just like you lived your own life. You know what I'm saying? You should let your kid live their own life just like you already lived your own life. But y'all, that was the end of this, man. I hope y'all was hanging on for dear life in this video, man, because this was a good one. I feel like this was a good one, man. And man, a crazy way to start off this series, man. But we coming with more bangers, man. So please like, comment, subscribe, man. All I ask is y'all like, comment, subscribe, and y'all share this, man. And y'all give me a little bit of time, y'all. Give me a little bit of time to gain y'all trust and gain y'all support, man, because we dropping them bangers, y'all. But yeah, I'll see y'all on the next video, dog.